Hey guys, I'm Rand with Kira Botanicals. It's November 17th, 2019, and today the hemp market is absolutely flooded. Now, in today's episode, we're going to go over factors contributing to this flood. I'm also going to talk about the prices that I'm seeing on the wholesale front, as well as what prices are going for retail. And lastly, we're going to talk about a technique called nitrogen sealing, which is a way of preserving your hemp flower until the market recovers. Now, perhaps the first most important question is, what is it contributing to this flood? And the question is pretty simple, and the answer is just as simple as well. It's just, the fact of the matter is, a lot of people planted out hemp this year. You know, last year CBD was still kind of a new niche product. People were really into it. It's helping a lot of people. And now that pretty much every state has a hemp program, you know, just about every farmer that wasn't really making it on vegetables or soy or dairy thought, hey, here's an opportunity for us to actually make some money for once. So everybody went into it, plus everybody that was in it last year that did really well, you know, they doubled or tripled down. They built out some huge greenhouses. They put in some serious infrastructure to scale their production, because this is a huge market and it's only going to be getting bigger. However, the supply is through the roof right now. And you know what? A lot of the quality is pretty good. I mean, honestly, a lot of the stuff coming from these bigger farms, just talking to brokers and stuff, they seem pretty happy with the quality. So, you know, here we're on half an acre. And we're growing everything. You know, this year we grew everything under these high tunnels. You know, since we're on a smaller scale, I don't have hundreds of thousands of pounds. I maybe have, you know, let's say maybe 100 pounds. And in order for me to get the best possible price, I cannot compete with what some people are selling it for.
Okay, so here I am on Kush.com. This is an online marketplace for cannabis products. Now I'm under the hemp section up here at the top, and you know, this is a totally legit online marketplace with verified farms and verified buyers. You have to post your license and everything like that, and COAs for everything you sell. And this can kind of give you an idea of where the wholesale price is at. So, you know, on here we're seeing stuff go from anywhere between $200 for lower grade outdoor stuff to maybe $500 on the higher end for, you know, indoor or greenhouse grown high CBD percentage flower. So, and you can see there's a lot of sellers, and there's probably a lot more sellers than there are buyers. So, you know, people have a lot of the stuff. Everybody needs money right now. So the price has really just been driven down quite a bit. Now, in terms of the retail side, you know, this is pretty typical to what I'm seeing in dispensaries. You'll see, you know, something like $30 an eighth, maybe $50 or $60 for a quarter, around $75 for a half ounce, and then anywhere between $100 and up for an ounce.
The question now becomes what to do to wait out this flood. You can see behind me, you know, these are our totes. These are all buck down hemp plants. So we've got them buck down. We've got them in these 55-gallon turkey bags to keep the moisture just right. And then we also have a little humidistat, I don't know if you can see that in that cup, to kind of keep, you know, kind of monitor their humidity. So we're keeping this at 55% humidity. That's the perfect range to be at to prevent things like mold. And we're going to go a step further in nitrogen seal, and I'll show you that in just a bit. But back to the question, you know, what do we do to wait out this flood? You know, this is a serious problem. We've put out a ton of money to build out this dry room, to get our crop to harvest, all the packaging, all the equipment, everything. We really need to see a return. You know, this is the time where every farm is really cash strapped. So the question then becomes, what do you do? So here's our strategy, and here's sort of been my experience this year. I came out, when I got our COA for the cherry cobbler, and it tested at 20.94% total CBD, I was stoked. I knew we had some really good flower, but until I got that, I didn't know the official percentages, and I know that there's not too much stuff out there that's testing above 20%. So I felt really good about that, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna charge a premium price. I only have so much, let's try to get top dollar. I talked to several brokers, and they were really impressed with the flower. To be honest, you can't get too attached to this stuff, because at the end of the day, if you run out of money, it's game over. So we're gonna sell a few of these just wholesale, just to get, just to get some cash in the door, and then we're going to be nitrogen sealing up the rest, and then we'll sit on it. But here's the thing about that. Chances are the market will be better in January or February, and it'll probably be a lot better in May, but that's not a guarantee. There's nobody knows just how much product is going to hit the market. Nobody knows just how strong that demand will be. And so it's really hard to predict things like the future price of hemp flower. There's all these new laws coming into order. So there's all this uncertainty. And at the end of the day, a bird in the hand is more than two in the bush. So sell what you need to survive. And honestly, I think the strategy for most small hemp farms like ours is to create your own brand. This is a bit more work, but in the end, I think if you can create your own brand and reach out directly to consumers and build that relationship through things like YouTube and Instagram and other social media platforms, and really engage your audience and let them know what you're doing and why you're doing it, I think that'll go a lot further in terms of providing long-term stability to your farm. It's a lot of work in the beginning to get it going, but in the end, I think that's the best way to weather these market extremes, because if you're dependent on wholesale prices, you could be stuck holding the bag. Okay, the first thing you're going to need is a nitrogen tank. You can pick this up at any welding supply store. This whole setup, the tank, the regulator, the hose, and the nozzle is about $250. And the theory behind this is that nitrogen is a heavier gas than oxygen. So this will sink to the bottom of the bag and essentially push the oxygen up and out. So that's the theory of it. And I've been talking to some people that have done this, and they say it can prolong your shelf life up to 3 years. So that's fantastic. Now, we don't have an actual way to measure the residual oxygen in the bag, but the less oxygen in there, the better. If there's not, the oxygen is what causes things to break down, to oxidize. So by effectively removing the oxygen, you are prolonging the shelf life of your flower significantly. Okay, when it comes time to seal it up, we just got our nitrogen tank and our little nozzle, and we're just going to kind of get it in here like this. Kind of wrap it in there so that you have a spot for air for the oxygen to escape. Just a little spot, and then when you're ready, you just start filling it up. Helps out in the second person here, kind of push some of the air out. Alright, and you're just going to want to seal it up, twist it really good, put a rubber band on it. Anyway, that just about wraps this one up. Feel free to leave a comment down in the show notes. I want to hear from other growers. What kind of prices are you guys seeing on the wholesale front? Any ideas that you have to sort of get through the flood, I'd like to hear them. We're all kind of in the same boat here, and we're super early in on this whole thing. This is going to be a very expanding market, but right now we kind of have to get through these hard times. So also head over to akirabotanicals.com. We're doing an Indiegogo campaign right now, and it's running till December 15th, 2019, where we're doing 30% off all of our CBD oil and salves. Check it out. We definitely would appreciate your support, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all next time. We are the champions.